The Clean Buildings Performance Standard is a law that applies to existing non-residential buildings over 50,000 square feet. For an overview of the Clean Buildings Standard, watch Clean Buildings 101, available on the Clean Buildings website. This video can be used to assist building owners in pursuing compliance through the investment criteria. When the energy use intensity target, or EUIT, for a covered commercial building is not met, or the energy use intensity, EUI, or EUIT cannot be calculated, compliance with the Clean Buildings Performance Standard shall be demonstrated through the investment criteria performance metric. The Clean Buildings Performance Standard is based on ASHRAE Standard 100 with Washington State amendments to address legislative requirements of RCW 19.27a.200 through 240. These amendments are found in WAC 194-50 and identified by the corresponding section number in which they replace an ASHRAE Standard 100. These amendments not only replace specific sections of the ASHRAE document, but also include new sections unique to the Clean Buildings Performance Standard. As noted in the previous slide, Washington State amendments to ASHRAE Standard 100 for the Clean Buildings Performance Standard are published separately from Standard 100. These amendments are available from the Washington State Legislature as Chapter 194-50 WAC or on the Clean Buildings website. This slide depicts excerpts from ASHRAE Standard 100 and WAC 194-50. Wherever a subsection has been amended for the Clean Buildings Performance Standard, it should be followed in lieu of the corresponding subsection of Standard 100. Keep in mind that there are also new sections and subsections in the WAC that did not previously exist in Standard 100. Commerce is currently working with ASHRAE in development of an integrated copy of ASHRAE Standard 100 and WAC 194-50, which will cover all Clean Buildings Performance Standard requirements in a single document. This document is scheduled to be available by July 1st, 2021. The Clean Buildings Performance Standard is organized into sections as well as normative and informative annexes. Annexes are either normative or informative. Normative annexes are mandatory, and informative annexes are for reference and designed to assist in meeting mandatory requirements. This slide highlights the most prominent sections and annexes of the Clean Buildings Performance Standard. Annex X and Annex Z are normative annexes unique to the Clean Buildings Performance Standard. Annex Z covers the administrative procedures, including reporting requirements. Annex X covers the investment criteria of the standard. There are additional informative annexes within the standard not covered in this slide that provide additional supportive information to the standard. All sections and annexes may not apply to every covered commercial building. Normative Annex Z is a great place to start when determining whether the investment criteria performance metric is the right path to compliance for any particular building. Compliance with the Clean Buildings Performance Standard is staggered over a 3-year period, starting with the largest buildings on June 1st of 2026. Buildings must comply with the standard by the corresponding dates as noted in the slide and every 5 years thereafter to avoid penalty. The Clean Buildings Performance Standard is a performance-based standard. In addition to implementation of an energy management plan and an operations and maintenance program, compliance with the Clean Buildings Performance Standard requires all covered commercial buildings meet the energy use intensity target, EUIT, or the investment criteria performance metric by the compliance dates noted in the previous slide. The full compliance through either of these performance metrics is not likely by the scheduled compliance date. Application for conditional compliance may be submitted a minimum of 180 days prior to the scheduled compliance date to avoid penalty for noncompliance. Conditional compliance is a temporary compliance method that demonstrates the owner has implemented energy use reduction strategies required by the standard, but has not demonstrated full compliance with the EUIT or investment criteria. To learn more about compliance through the EUIT criteria or conditional compliance, please refer to the educational resources on these topics located on the Clean Buildings website. The investment criteria performance metric must be pursued to gain compliance with Clean Buildings performance standard when the energy use intensity, EUI, cannot be calculated in accordance with Section 5.2, and EUIT cannot be calculated in accordance with Section 7.2, or the EUIT for a building cannot be met through cost-effective energy efficiency measures. The first step in pursuing the investment criteria performance metric is to have an ASHRAE Level 2 energy audit performed by a qualified energy auditor as defined by the Clean Buildings Performance Standard. Once the audit has identified energy efficiency measures projected to lower the EUI to the target, an economic analysis shall be performed in accordance with the requirements of normative Annex X. This analysis is to include a life cycle cost analysis based on Section 5.5.2 and 5.5.3 of ASHRAE Standard 211 as modified by Annex X. The life cycle cost analysis shall be submitted using the life cycle cost analysis tool provided by Commerce. All energy efficiency measures identified as cost-effective shall be implemented in accordance with Section 9 of the standard. All cost-effective energy efficiency measures shall be implemented and commissioned in accordance with the Washington State Energy Code and Section 9.1.2.3 of the standard. The qualified energy auditor or qualified person shall review the commissioning report and certify that the energy efficiency measures are functioning as intended. Investment criteria compliance is verified when the qualified energy auditor or qualified person certifies that 12 consecutive months of data demonstrates the monitored energy savings meets or exceeds 75% of the energy savings projected by the energy audit. For buildings unable to measure EUI, compliance is verified when the qualified energy auditor or qualified person certifies that the methods of the International Performance Measurement and Verification Protocol, concepts and options for determining energy and water savings, Volume 1, Options A through D, have been implemented. Documentation of compliance with Clean Buildings Performance Standard through the investment criteria performance metric shall be submitted to Commerce using the following forms. Form A. Form A documents general compliance requirements. This includes the building energy management plan and the operations and maintenance program that must be uploaded to the Clean Buildings portal. Form B. Form B documents building activities and the energy use intensity target for the building. Form C. This report is available in the Energy Star Portfolio Manager account and documents energy use intensity calculations, among other building characteristics. Buildings unable to measure EUI do not need to submit Form C. Form D. Form D is the WA Commerce Clean Buildings Report, available within the Department of Energy's Energy Asset Score tool, Audit template. Form F. Form F is the Annex X investment criteria tool, adapted from the Office of Financial Management's Life Cycle Cost Analysis tool, and is provided by Commerce. Please note that any building unable to verify compliance with the investment criteria by the compliance date can apply for conditional compliance, a minimum of 180 days prior to the compliance date to avoid penalty. More information regarding conditional compliance and compliance forms can be found on the Clean Buildings website. As noted in the previous slide, an energy management plan is a requirement of compliance with the Clean Buildings Performance Standard. Requirements for the energy management plan are found in Section 5 of the standard and include development and maintenance of an Energy Star portfolio manager account for benchmarking and energy accounting purposes, development and implementation of an operations and maintenance program, documentation of energy audits, training for O&M personnel, capital management plan, etc. An integral part of the energy management plan is an operations and maintenance program. This O&M program shall be implemented in order that the building's energy-using systems achieve intended energy efficiency. The O&M program requirements can be found in Section 6 and Normative Annex L of the standard and shall include tasks that minimize failures and maintain energy consumption efficiency for the following building systems: envelope, domestic hot water, HVAC, refrigeration, lighting, controls, and on-site power generation. The O&M program shall be implemented at least 12 months prior to the mandatory compliance date and uploaded to the Clean Buildings portal by the compliance date in accordance with documentation specified in Annex L 2.2.5. Please visit our Clean Buildings website for more useful resources regarding the Clean Buildings Performance Standard. This concludes the Clean Buildings Performance Standards compliance through investment criteria training. Thank you.